Hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to the second episode of IC Research Lab. This is Yasir, a data analyst and an AI researcher. Currently, I'm working as an operations analyst at Commure. Today, in this lesson, we'll be exploring on how to select data from a single table. So these are the topics that I'll be covering today, including viewing data. We'll learn how to retrieve all the records from a table. Next, column selection. We'll learn how to select a single column or multiple columns. Next, row filtering will be learning how to filter a subset of rows, then how to use the conditional operators, how to use the not equal to operator, and to combine the row filters with column selection. Then in our fourth topic, which is logical conditions, under these we'll learn how to use the or and between and not condition and try to combine these conditions in our query. Then in our fifth topic, which is text pattern matching, we'll be learning how to use the percent wildcard and then underscore wildcard. Then in our sixth topic, we'll learn how to handle null and not null values and try to compare it. And then in our seventh topic, we'll learn how to use the arithmetic operators in our queries. And finally, we'll do our practice uh, set. So let's dig deeper into our queries. So today in our lesson, we'll try to answer some questions of these topics or under these topics. So for this lesson, we'll be using the car table. I have already loaded it. And for reference, I'll be showing it in here. So let's start to answer our first question, which is to select all the data from the car table. So this will pretty much, retrieve or show this particular table. So how can we do that? We'll use select star from car. Let's run it. Yeah, you can pretty much see that this is the exact same table that we have retrieved. Now, coming to our next topic, column selection. Let's select a single column, which is select brand names from the car table. So this is the brand from the car table. So we can do select brand from car. Simple. Let's run it and see. This is the brand column from the brand names from our car table. Next, let's select multiple columns. The question is to select model and price from the table car. So this is the model and this is the price column. How should we do it? Select model, comma price from car. Let's run it. Yes, this is the model and price column that we have retrieved. Now, let's come to our third topic, row filtering. So So it says to select all columns for those cars which were produced in 1999. So if I sort it here, ascending, then we can see pretty much that which cars were produced in 1999. So there are two cars here, you can see. So which from our query, it should be retrieving these two particular rows with all these columns, right? So let's do it. How can we do that? We use select all columns from the car table. Now we are using where statement. It's used for filtration. Now we are using where production year is equal to 1999. Since it's a date, let's try string. Let's run it. Voila. As we have discussed previously, that from our question, these two rows should be retrieving, and we have retrieved it. So let's try another question where it says to select all the columns for all cars with price higher than $10,000. So if we sort it ascending, so you can pretty much see that we have a null, and it should be retrieving all these three columns because for these three cars, the price is greater than or higher than these $10,000. So for this, we'll be using the conditional operators for now. For this case, we'll be using the greater than operator. So let's select all columns from car where price is greater than 10,000. Let's run it. Voila. So you can see that these three records are the cars where the price is greater than $10,000. So if we want to get the price of the cars where the price is less than $10,000, then we would have used the less than sign, right? If it says that less than or equal to, then we would have used this operator. Or if it says greater than or equal to, then we would have used this. And if it says that price is exactly 10,000, then we would have used equal operator. That's how we'll be using it. So let's go to the next question, which is to select all columns for those cars which were produced in year 1999. So previously we have seen that from this query, we retrieved two results. Let's run it again. These two cars, where the brand name is Fiat and Toyota. And for this question, it is not considering these two particular cars. So we should be retrieving all the cars except these two. How can we do it? Let's try select star from car where year is not equal to 1999. My bad, this should be production year since our column name is production year. So let's run it. So you can see that except these particular two columns, we have retrieved for like 6 other rows, right? So except these two rows, we're retrieving the others, and this is how we have answered this question. Now, coming to our last question for this topic, which is to select the brand, model, and production year of all the cars cheaper than or equal to $11,300. So how can you do that? Let's select the particular columns, brand, model, and my bad, you cannot use and, you have to use comma, production year from car where price is cheaper than or equal to. So we'll be using less than or equal to, which mimics the cheaper thing. Uh, is we have to set $11,300. Let's run it. Voila. So we can see that these are Fiat, Volkswagen, Toyota, and then Volkswagen Ford. So these are the cars where the price is less than or equal to 11,300. So from our query, we can pretty much see that these 5 rows should be retrieved, and these 5 rows has been retrieved. So let's come to our next topic, logical conditions, where we have to select the VINs of all cars were produced before 2005 or whose price is below 10,000. So how can we do that? We can do that by using the OR operator. So let's select VIN, it should be VIN from car where production year before. So we'll be using less than operator, 2005, and then or price is below 10,000. Price is less than 10,000. Let's run it. Yes, these are the win where the production year is 2005 or price is less than 10,000. So for using OR operator, if either of these condition is true, the record will be retrieved. That's how we use OR operator. So coming to the AND condition, so it says that select all the VINs of all cars which were produced after 1999 and are cheaper than $7,000. So for using AND operators, it should be both these conditions should be true. Otherwise, it won't retrieve those results. So how can we do that? We use select VIN from car where production year, since it says after, so we'll be using greater than operator, 1999, and price is less than, since it's cheaper, we're retrieving for cheaper than $7,000. Let's run it. Here you go. This is the only car that is produced after 1999 and the price is less than $7,000. So you can pretty much validate it using this reference table. So let's use the between operator. First of all, let's try to answer this question. So it says to select VIN, brand, and model of all cars which were produced between 1995 and 2005. So firstly, we can do this using our operators, these operators, that conditional operators. So let's try to get VIN, brand, and model from car where produced between 1995 and 2005. So it is saying that 1995 and 2005 will be included. So we'll be using production year is greater than or equal to 1995 and and production year is less than or equal to 2005. Let's add string here. So while using the AND operator, and we are pretty much using the same column, we cannot just simply write that production year is greater than or equal to 1995 and 2005. It will cause an error. So we have to use this, and then let's run it. So these are the cars that were produced in year 1995, between year 1995 and 2005. So we can pretty much use between without using the conditional operators. How can we do that? Select VIN, brand, and model from car where production year between 1995 and 2005. They should be retrieving the same output. Yeah, it has retrieved the same output. Just a quick note that in MS SQL, the between operator includes both these selection. Now, coming to the topic on applying logical NOT conditions. So let's answer the question where it says to select VIN, brand, and model of all cars except for those produced between 1995 and 2005. How can we do that? We'll be using select VIN, brand, model from car where production year we'll simply use not between 1995 and 2005. Let's copy and paste it here. Let's run it. Yes. So these are the cars that weren't produced the year between 1995 and 2005. Now, coming to our final question, which says to select the VIN of all cars which were produced before 1999 or after 2005, and whose price is lower than 4,000 or greater than 10,000. So this is multiple conditions that we'll be using, we'll be combining here. So let's try to select VIN from car where. Now we will use parentheses, and let's try to add the first condition which were produced before 1919 or after 2005. So where production year is before 1999 or production year is greater than 2005. My bad. 2005 and since it says and or whose price is lower than 4,000 or greater than 10,000, and use another parentheses. So price is less than $4,000 or price is greater than $10,000. Let's run it. Yes. So these are the cars that satisfy this condition, this hybrid condition. Now coming to the next topic, which is text pattern matching. So before starting, let's try to select all the columns of all four cars from the table. So you can see from the reference table that there are two Ford cars. Let's select those. Select star from car where brand is equal to Ford. Let's run it. Yeah. So these are the two Ford cars that we have in our table car. Now let's answer this question that select the VIN, brand, and model of all cars whose brand begins with an F. So, so the question says that to select to select those cars where the brand names begin with F. So it can be Ford, it can be Fiat, and anything. So how can we do that? So we'll be using for that we'll be using the percent wildcard. How can we do that? Let's select VIN, brand, and model from car where brand will be using the like operator here, like, and it starts with F, and it can be ending with anything. It can be null or it can be anything, as I said. So the question says that it should be starting with an F. So we have already done that. We don't know what will be the next. Let's run it. Yes. So we have Fiat, we have Ford, two Fords, and that's how we have answered this question. Now we'll be selecting this percentage, we'll be using this percent wildcard again, but for this question, which says to select all the VIN of, the VIN of all cars whose model ends with an S. So how can we do that? Select VIN from car where model like percent, because it should be ending with an S. And before, it can be anything. It can be null or it can be anything. Let's run it. Yes, these are the two cars that ends with S, where the model ends with an S. So you can see that model Focus and model Avensis are the two cars that ends with an S. Now, we'll be using the underscore wildcard here. So it says to select all the columns for cars which parent matches the Volk underscore wagon. So just a quick note that the underscore defines one character. So it will be Volk, then this one character will be there. It can be anything from A to Z, and then it should be wagon, right? So if we look at into our table, there are only three records which satisfies this condition, where it says Volkswagen. So the single character would be S in our case. Let's verify it. Select star from car where brand like Volkswagen, Volk underscore wagon. Let's run it. Yeah. So as we have discussed it, it is verified that our query works. Now, coming to our next topic, which is handling null values. So let's answer this question, which says select all the columns for each car whose price column isn't a null value. So how can we do that? So we'll be using null operator, and let's try to run it. Select all columns from car where price is not null. So just a quick note, for using null, we'll be using is operator. That's how we can retrieve the null values or non-null values. So you can see that there's only one record which where the price is null. So it should be the rest, retrieving the rest, and we have retrieved the rest. Now, coming to this question, select all the columns for each car whose price is unknown. So this should be retrieving this particular row. How can we do that? We can pretty much do the same thing. Select star from car where price is null. So let's run it. Yes. So it is verified that our query works. Now, comparing the null values. So let's answer this question. It says to select all columns for cars which whose price column is greater than or equal to 0. So how can we do that? Let's select star from car where price is greater than or equal to 0. So uh, from our ideation, we can pretty much think that this should retrieve all these records because null is, of course, greater than 0, right? So let's run it. Oh no. So it didn't retrieve null because null is considered as null. It is not greater than 0. It is not less than 0. It is nothing. It is null. So that's how we'll be querying and handling null values. Now, coming to our next topic, which is basic mathematics in SQL, we'll be using it. Let's try to answer this question. Select all the columns for cars with a tax amount over $2,000. The tax amount for all the cars is 20% of their price. So let's select all the columns from our car table where let's calculate the tax first. We'll be using parentheses. We'll be using the price column as well, multiplied by 0.2 because the tax amount is 20%. And this is the tax amount we have already calculated, and it should be greater than $2,000. Let's run it. So yes, so these are the cars that the tax amount is, where the tax amount is over $2,000. Now coming to our last topic to practice, to our practice set. So let's answer this question, which says to select all the columns of those cars that were produced between year 1999 and 2005, are not Volkswagen, and have a model that begins with either P or F and have their prices set. So we have to combine all our knowledge here we have learned so far. Let's try to answer it. Select all the columns from our car table. Now let's start using our filters one by one, where the production year between 1999 and 2005. Let's use parentheses here, and let's use another parenthesis for the second filtration, are not Volkswagen. So brand is not equal to Volkswagen. Next, and have a model that begins with either P or F, model like starting with P or F, so P% or model like F%, and then finally the last filter and have their prices set, and price is not null, is not null. Let's run it, and voila. So these are the two cars that have satisfied all these conditions. So let's try to experiment with something. Let's try to use P here in a smaller letter. Let's see what happens if it retrieves all this data or not. My bad. So it should be F. Yes. So it's not case sensitive. We can pretty much use capital letter or small letter or whatever we want. So this is pretty much from our today's episode. Hope you have liked it. And if you have any query, please comment below. And if you like this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next episode.